What's happening, fight fans? What a load of bollocks we got this week. Buatsi winning on points, Tank Davis being accused of kidnapping, and Andrew Tate becoming the CEO of Misfits. All bollocks. Let's start with the action. Joshua Buatsi returned to the ring following that grueling loss in that classic scrap against Callum Smith, and he absolutely shat the bed, giving a miserable performance against Zach Parker. Buatsi is strong, he's durable, showed a good jab last night, and at times he worked well to the body. But where was the aggression? Where was the fire? It was like he was sleepwalking through the fight. The kid looked like a killer in the amateurs, but he looked like a plodder last night. Just following Parker around the ring like a puppy, not cutting it off at all. It's just so disappointing. Parker, meanwhile, boxed, moved, switched stances, held and out-hustled and outworked Buatsi. According to the punch stats, Parker outlanded Buatsi in 7 of the 10 rounds, connecting with 100 of 328 shots for a 30.7% accuracy. Buatsi landed 76 from 368. That's a connect percentage of 20.7. So Buatsi was busier, but Parker's accuracy saw him land more. What I'm telling you, fight fans, is Parker should have got this, but I understand why he didn't. The problem for Parker was at times he was holding when he was under pressure, and he gave the impression of having an air of desperation about him, like he was struggling in the fight, and the judges and a lot of the fans at home saw this. Scores in this were 95-95, 96-94, 96-94, all for Buatsi. This should have been redemption for Parker. Parker looked like a future world champion to me until he tamely quit, claiming a hand injury against John Ryder in a fight for the WBO interim super middleweight title. But Lady Luck and the judges just went on his side last night. On the undercard, we got a cracking fight. Lyndon Arthur picked himself off the deck in the second round from a huge left hook to outwork, outman and outbox the younger Bradley Rea for 12 rounds for the European Light Heavyweight Championship. The bigger puncher Rea not only scored a knockdown in the second round, but hit Arthur again in the fourth with an uppercut. He came forward, landing big shots throughout the contest. But unfortunately for him, this is the best I've ever seen Arthur box. Normally, he's a bit negative and overly reliant on the jab. Last night, he put it all together. He had success with the right hand, success with the right uppercuts, left hooks as well. He put his combinations together well, he even went to the body well. As the fight progressed, he took it over more and more and fully deserved his close points win. Rea will come again on the domestic scene. As for Arthur, maybe he gets Zach Parker, maybe he gets Joshua Buatsi, but he deserves one more big fight. Great performance by both men, especially Arthur. In other news, earlier in the week, Michaela Meyer bossed Mary Spence to pick up a few more belts, bring on Lauren Price. If you want more information on that one, check out my short on the fight. In other bollocks, roughly 2 weeks before his exhibition fight against Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis has found himself in legal trouble yet again. Davis's ex-girlfriend Courtney Rozelle has filed a civil suit against him in Miami, alleging that Davis beat her up and choked her at her place of work several times, and has since threatened to kill her a couple of times in writing. This obviously puts the Paul fight in major jeopardy. I think Tank is in the midst of a full-on meltdown, just like his old rival Ryan Garcia. He barely looked interested in the press conference. He's talking about quitting boxing. His head's in the clouds. The best thing for him, I reckon, is that this fight against Paul gets cancelled. Apart from the money, he's got very little to gain from the fight. If he wins, everyone will say he just knocked out a big-mouthed YouTuber. And if he loses, oh my god, his reputation will be in tatters. And let's not forget that Paul is comparatively huge compared to Davis. When they squared up against each other, it was like me squaring up against my 10-year-old son. The height difference is just enormous. But we will have to see what happens, fight fans. A lot of money's involved. But if it does get cancelled, Davis can pay off this lady, go to rehab, and hopefully straighten himself out. And then in the other big news story of the week, Mr. Controversy Andrew Tate is a new CEO of Misfits Boxing. The words money, money, money spring to mind. He's scheduled to face Chase DeMar in his first fight in Dubai in December. If you don't know who Chase is, he's a TV personality of some description who's been fighting and beating no-names in Misfits. Even a shot to pieces Tate will beat him easy. But this fight is going to do mega numbers, as Tate supporters will watch, and a whole lot of people who want to see Tate get battered will also watch. So this is a great move by Misfits. Controversy sells, and they don't get more controversial than Andrew Tate. A lot of people think that Tate shouldn't have been given this job because he's obviously got outstanding legal issues. My thoughts are, he's had these legal issues outstanding for a long time now. If there was actually any evidence against him and his brother, the Tate boys would be in jail, and they're not. Keep an eye on the channel, fight fans. I'll be posting shorts throughout the week, including the major news stories, fights I've missed this weekend, and all that jazz. I will also try to post some difficult to find classic fights. This week I posted Henry Akinwanda versus Tony Tucker. Big Henry is all but forgotten, but he really was a world-class fighter in the 90s. I also plan to post a video in the next week or two about the best chins in the history of boxing, so stay tuned for that one. And if you like this video, like, subscribe, and all that jazz. I'll see you next time.